It is one of the most famous addresses in all of sports, 4 Pennsylvania Plaza, 7th Avenue, right between West 31st and West 33rd Streets in Manhattan, New York. Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, tonight to play host to Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final in the NBA playoffs. The New York Knicks, it's been so long since they've won an NBA championship. We all know that. Their fans know that. The team knows that. They also know it's been such a very long time since they even reached an NBA Finals. But this Knicks team looks like it's the team that can not only make a Finals for the first time in so long, but bring this city an NBA championship, which they so desperately want. The Knicks into the Eastern Conference Final for the second year in a row, hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers off of a rebound Game 7 victory on the road in Detroit just a couple of nights ago. 16 teams started this NBA playoff ride. Now only a Final Four remain, and the Eastern Conference Final gets started tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. And hello, one and all, I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Madison Square Garden. Thanks for having us in for the Eastern Conference Final. Listen, the New York Knicks are always one of the main attractions in the NBA, no matter how good, great, or bad they are, because of course, the city and the respect that this city always demands and the attention that it demands as well. But the Knicks, they obviously are an extremely talented team, and they are a real threat to win the NBA championship this year, and they have put that on full display this season in the postseason. Of course, after a couple of losses, a really dominating finish to their first-round series against Atlanta, beating the Hawks in 6 games, and then in the second round in the conference semifinals, a destruction of Philadelphia, an easy sweep where at times it felt like the Knicks weren't even breaking a sweat to beat the Sixers. They have been off for 9 days now. Today, they get their playoffs back underway in the Eastern Conference Final for a second straight year. Last year, heartbreaking losses to Indiana in Game 1 of the series, the most heartbreaking of those losses before they lost the series to the Pacers. The Knicks are the decided favorites in this series. Doesn't mean that they're going to run away, though. The Cleveland Cavaliers believe that this is a team that can also win an NBA championship, and they have proved their championship mettle in big-time settings in this postseason. They've played twice a Game 7 already in the playoffs, winning one at home against Toronto, and then just 2 nights ago, winning on the road a Game 7 in Detroit, where they didn't even give the Pistons a chance to be in the game late. The Cavaliers played one of their best games in franchise history, winning that road Game 7 to beat the Pistons. So, this Cleveland team in the conference final, for the first time in an East Final without LeBron James on their roster since 1992. But the superstar that they have on their roster now is Donovan Mitchell in the conference final himself for the first time in his career. He's coming off of a brilliant game against Detroit in Game 7. He's averaging over 25 points per game in this postseason. Cleveland came in. A lot of people thought that this was a bit of a paper tiger team, and they have laid some eggs in the playoffs at times already, but this is a team that has once again made the Final Four in the NBA. We know their offensive weapons that they have. They ended the regular season 5th in offensive rating in the NBA, but they're going up against a Knicks team that certainly is one of the best offenses in the league as well. Second in offensive rating were the Knicks this year, behind only Oklahoma City. The straw that stirs the drink, or at least one of those straws, is Jalen Brunson. Brunson averaged 26 points per game across the regular season. He's up over that at 27.5 a game in the playoffs, and he averaged over 25 a game in the 3 meetings in the regular season against Cleveland. The Knicks won 2 of the 3 regular season games against the Cavaliers, and they have the home court advantage in this series. terrific on their home floor this year at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks, they won 30 of their 40 home games this season. Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, obviously the two huge pieces on this team. The starting lineup is terrific, and they get OG Anunoby back into that starting lineup tonight, missing the last couple of games of their second-round series against Philadelphia with a hamstring injury. He returns tonight, and he's in the lineup, is Anunoby, who is no small piece to Mike Brown's New York Knicks team. The introduction of the starting lineups wrapping up here inside Madison Square Garden as we get ready to go in the Eastern Conference Final. Mike Brown leading the Knicks to the conference final in his first year as the Knicks head coach. That had never happened in the history of the Knicks, a first-year head coach leading them to the conference final. Kenny Atkinson is the bench boss for the Cavaliers. Of course, he was an NBA champion as an assistant with Golden State in 2022. He was the coach of the year in the NBA in 2025, and now he's got the Cavaliers into the Eastern Conference Final after a regular season mark of 52-30. They went 25-16 on the road this season, did Cleveland. And of course, coming off that stunning road victory in Detroit on Sunday. Not stunning that they won, but stunning in the way that they won, beating the Pistons in what was a blowout victory. Again, the Knicks have only played 10 games in this postseason, beating Atlanta in 6 and then sweeping Philadelphia in 4. Cleveland, meanwhile, has gone the distance in each of their first two series, beating Toronto and then Detroit in 7 games each. They've got a lot more mileage on the sneakers in this postseason, do the Cavaliers, so we will see if the always old conversation of rest versus rust comes into play tonight between these two squads. So ready to go in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. It's the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Cleveland in the East Final for the first time since 2018, and as I mentioned, first time since 1992 that the Cavaliers have been in the Eastern Conference Final without LeBron James on their roster. Just the third time ever without LeBron James on the Cleveland roster that they've made the East Final. The other time was in 1976. Madison Square Garden packed to the brim, as you would expect, to watch Karl Anthony Towns and Jarrett Allen jump center, and the Eastern Conference Final is underway with Towns controlling the tip for the Knicks. And we are underway. The 3 and the 4 seeds in the East surviving and making the conference final. Jalen Brunson, an entry feed, straddling the arc as Karl Anthony Towns beyond the left elbow, comes down with a dribble, searches for options to his right. He still holds with the shot clock down to 3, feeds Anunoby. Shot clock at 1, Anunoby lets a 3 fly from the top of the arc. It comes up short, and the rebound reached off the floor by Cleveland's Evan Mobley. Here come the Cavaliers attacking from our right to our left in this first half. Black uniforms with gold numbers and nameplates. James Harden threads a bounce feed inside. Jarrett Allen to the rim, misses a layup, too strong off glass. Dean Wade, offensive rebound. Back out to Harden, slithers his way into the blue paint and floats it up and in. And the first points belong to the Cavaliers. James Harden in his 17th year in the league in a conference final for the first time in a long time. Josh Hart swings a two-handed pass left corner. Brunson draws a crowd, directs it back to the perimeter. Towns took a bump on the outside, launched a 3 that would not fall, and the rebound down to Cleveland. James Harden the other way, lobs a looping pass on the left lane line. Mobley catches, spins, and goes to the rim and draws contact on Mikal Bridges, and Mobley draws the first foul of the night, and Bridges immediately with a look on his face as if he doesn't understand the call of the foul as Mobley spun off of him, and Bridges definitely got him on the arm on the way up. Evan Mobley to the free throw line, where he is a 61% foul shooter, and he misses the first off the right side of the rim. Mobley averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists per game in these playoffs, and he had a terrific performance in Game 7 on Sunday in Detroit. Scored 21, rebounded 12, dropped 6 assists, and also had a couple of blocks. Hits the second free throw. It's a 3-0 lead for the Cavaliers. The Knicks from our left to our right. Home white uniforms, orange numbers, blue trim. Brunson bounce pass on the perimeter, left side of the floor. Towns squares up against Mobley. Towns holds the ball with just his right hand over his head. Back for Brunson behind the Towns screen. Lets a 3 fly. Off the heel, no good. High for the rebound went Donovan Mitchell for Cleveland, and the Cavaliers are up. Harden squeezes up the far sideline. Reverses up top. 3 launched by Mobley. Misses off back rim. Rebound down to Bridges. Outletted Brunson. Right-handed dribble into the front court. Crosses over to the left elbow. Feeds left corner. Towns back to Bridges. Running floater up the left baseline. Goes in. And Mikal Bridges has the first New York field goal. Donovan Mitchell for Cleveland, boy, and he got pushed back to the midcourt stripe by Josh Hart, and the right heel of Mitchell did hit the timing line. That's an over and back violation. Mitchell tried to stop on a dime. He slid just a little bit, took one step back with the right foot, and the heel hit the timing line, and that's a violation. Turnover forced by the Knicks defense. Brunson on a bounce pass on the inbounds feed. Near side front court to Bridges. Return for Brunson on the midcourt logo. Sneaks towards the arc up high with Mobley defending. Brunson fakes left. Jitterbug move into the paint. Left lane line. Dips underneath Mobley. Goes up to the rim. Scoops it up. Misses off glass. Dean Wade with the defensive rebound for Cleveland. Forwarded on for Harden. Wearing number 1 in the black uniform, gold numbers. Draws a crowd on the outside. Bounce for Wade. Centering pass. Top of the arc. Mitchell fakes. Lets a defender blow by. Then he launches a 3 that he swishes down, and Donovan Mitchell knocks down the Cleveland three-pointer. Mitchell this season averaged 29 points per game in the 3 regular season meetings between Cleveland and New York. Here's Towns left of the lane, backing in on Mobley. Mid-post left, Towns spins left. Mobley stands his ground. Towns lost the ball, recovered. Feeds it to the left corner. Bridges, shot clock winding down at 3. In the lane he goes, and a whistle comes in. And a foul going against Cleveland on the floor. After a possession where the Cavaliers played really good defense for over 20 seconds. Shot clock resets to 14 off the foul. Brunson will inbound. Far side front court, Dean Wade, arms outstretched in front of him. Bounce pass far left corner. Josh Hart straddles the arc. Directs it up top, Towns. Mobley defends. Towns tried to get by him, lost the ball. Taken away by Mitchell. It's 1-on-2 the other way. Mitchell down the lane, delays, goes to the rim, and with the left hand, shovels it up and in off glass. It's a good start on the road for Cleveland. They lead 8-2. Here come the Knicks again. Bridges drives to the right elbow. Pull-up jumper early in the clock. Missed off the heel. Towns kept it alive. It's up in the air. It's off the shin of Dean Wade and out of bounds. It'll stay with New York. Towns, of course, one of the top rebounders in the NBA. Second in the league in the regular season in total rebounding per game. Kept that one alive. Knicks on the inbound. Towns up top. Drifts out to his right. Mobley defends. Again, holding the ball one-handed. Rifles a pass inside. Brunson in the paint with the left hand. Floats it up and in. Brunson's first field goal. Brunson, the 11th leading scorer in the NBA in the regular year. Harden swings a wing-to-wing pass. Wade into the right corner. Mitchell drives inside. Tough layup through traffic for Donovan Mitchell, and a good start on the offensive end of the floor for Cleveland. Mitchell's got 7 of their first 10, and he's hit his first 3 shots. Brunson into the front court, leaves it for Hart, drifts to his right on the perimeter. Handoff for Bridges, swung to the top of the circle. Towns picked up defensively by Mobley, one of the twin towers on this Cleveland offense. Towns one-handed hold, feeds right wing. Hart lets a 3 go, missed too strong. Harden tapped the rebound up into the air. Mobley secured it, gave it to Mitchell. Far side of the floor, dribbles forward. Picked up by Brunson in the far right corner, back to the wing. Mobley, handoff. Mitchell threaded a bounce pass for Mobley, deflected. Mobley recovers, far right corner, behind the back dribble, kicks to the left corner for Wade, knocked out of bounds by the active hands of Anunoby. It'll stay with Cleveland, the shot clock at 9. So shot clock at 9 for the Cavaliers, as they'll have to get into their offensive set quickly here. A 10-4 Cleveland lead. Harden near side front court in the corner to get it in. He does for Mitchell. Holds outside left. Hart defends. Mitchell's got to go. Shot clock inside of 5. Makes his move. Left wing 3 hoisted. Clanks off the right side of the rim. No good. Bridges secures the rebound for New York. Bridges forward and shoveled on for Towns. Rifles a pass in the near right corner. Hart dribbles in against Mitchell, who stands him up on the right lane line. Reversed a bounce pass out for Towns. Defended by Allen. Towns leaps to the top of the circle. Back for Brunson. Fed right corner. Up for 3 Hart. Missed it badly. Way too strong. It skids off the left side of the rim. Weak side defensive rebound. James Harden makes a move past Bridges. Drives right down the lane to the rim. Lefty layup. No. Towns with the rebound. Secures it and then rifles an outlet for Brunson. Brunson in front to the front court, feeds the right corner. Anunoby spins inside, tried to dish it off across the lane for Hart. Knocked out of bounds by a Cavalier. It's out of bounds to New York. And that will lead to the first stoppage in play with just about 5.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Cavaliers good shooting start and a 10-4 lead early in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Cleveland and New York. Good start for Cleveland on the road, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. And a 10-4 lead for the Cavaliers. Out of the timeout, Knicks on the inbound underneath. Jalen Brunson takes the inbounds pass and backpedals the dribble out to the perimeter. Swings it off for Towns up top. He'll work the offense. Left-handed dribble. Drives inside. And the runner got blocked by Allen. Towns was asking for it to be basket interference. He thought it was on its way down. Cleveland brings it back the other way. Harden swings it. Merrill into the corner. Max Strus lets a three go left corner. Skips off the rim, no good. Rebound, Hart outletted Brunson. Just a 2 for 10 start from the field here for the Knicks. Brunson up top, shoveled on for Hart, back for Brunson, Hart a screen, Brunson to the right elbow, pull-up jumper is good. Just their third field goal, and they've missed all 5 of the threes they've taken. At the other end, Cleveland's 4 of 9. Harden finds an open Dean Wade out of the left corner, up for 3, no. Offensive rebound, Allen. In traffic through the lane, back up, shovels it over Towns, off the glass, no good. Rebound, Anunoby, swept ahead in transition. Hart spins around, Harden to the rim, an easy layup for Josh Hart. As Harden just stood perfectly still in the lane and let Hart rotate right around him. Harden draws a double out top, blitzed it to get it out of his hands, and now it's moved into the right corner. Sam Merrill dribbles in from the right. In the lane, comes back out left side. Shoveled out to Strus, back up top Harden. Shot clock at 5. Harden outside, deep left wing, 2 to shoot. He'll drive inside. He'll float it up as the shot clock winds down. It misses. Off back rim, the rebound squirts out to Wade. Feeds Merrill, catch and shoot 3 right wing, around and out. Another offensive rebound brought down by Allen, and then a foul. Going against New York. Towns called for the foul. So the Knicks getting a couple of baskets right out of the first media timeout. Brunson on the pull-up jumper and Hart on the drive. Just about 5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. A 10-8 lead for Cleveland. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Mitchell Robinson checks in for the first time for New York. So too does Miles McBride, Deuce McBride, as they call him. Inbound will come from the Cavaliers. Far side front court. Dennis Schroeder into the game for the first time for Kenny Atkinson's team. He will inbound it, does so, far right corner. Harden the catch, Bridges defends. Harden with 10 to shoot, drives up right baseline. Robinson to help. Harden out for Strus up top, drive, kick, left corner. Free to fire 3, Dennis Schroeder puts it down. 3-pointer for Dennis Schroeder. Makes it a 13-8 Cleveland lead. They've hit 2 of their first 7 from bonus territory. Bridges left-handed dribble. Up top for Brunson. Robinson there to set the screen. Brunson drifts right against Schroeder. Tries to elbow his way in. Right lane line. Fadeaway jumper. No foul called on Schroeder. And Brunson will go to the line. So free throws for Brunson. As mentioned, over 27 points per game in the playoffs for Brunson, who knocks down his first free throw. Finished the regular season 10th in scoring at 26 a game. One more at the line for Brunson. Game 2 of this series on Thursday night here at the Garden, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Garden lit up in the orange and blue colors of the Knicks. As Brunson spins the ball in his hand, second free throw is good, so Brunson able to knock down his 2. Max Strus triggers the ball in, and the Cavaliers will bring it up the floor with Harden. Some pressure in the backcourt from Deuce McBride, and Harden's pass ahead, knocked away by Robinson and stolen. Stepped right in front of Allen. McBride shovels it down the lane, a drive. Bridges reverses it up and in off glass and off the steal. New York gets a basket as they turn the defense into offense. Dennis Schroeder at the other end puts his foot in the ground, cuts left to the top of the arc. Wild cross-court pass collected by Harden, had to go airborne to catch. Draws another double on the perimeter. Forced out of his hand, Schroeder. Directed left corner, Strus. Back up top. Schroeder lets a three go. He's already hit one. This one around the rim and out. Mitchell Robinson, the defensive rebound for New York. Brunson the other direction. Knicks a chance to take their first lead. Brunson drives in from the right. Goes to the left hand and reverses it up and in, and the Knicks have the lead. Timeout, Cleveland. Kenny Atkinson takes a timeout with under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And the Knicks with a spurt out of the timeout and a 14-13 lead for the homestanding Knicks, getting the Eastern Conference Final started on their home floor. Game one of the Eastern Conference Final underway here at Madison Square Garden in New York. And the Knicks with a good burst of offense out of that last timeout. And they've got their first lead at 14-13, which triggered the timeout from Kenny Atkinson. And out of that timeout, Cavaliers bring the ball forward. Max Strus handles up top and had it ripped away by Bridges. A total theft by Bridges, who flashes up the floor and dunks it down. And out of the Cleveland timeout, they give up An easy one from Bridges, who just took it right out of his hands. At the other end, Schroeder racing to the left elbow, running floater misses. Mitchell Robinson rebounds it. Jalen Brunson into the front court. Cleveland in a dry spell offensively. Brunson pull-up foul line jumper, and that goes down. Jalen Brunson hits the 15-footer on the pull-up, and the Knicks are on a 10-0 run. Schroeder again quarterbacks it to the top of the arc. Merrill shovels it to the wing. Given up by Allen. Nearly turned it over, and then he regathered and traveled. And Cleveland with another turnover, and the Knicks have really turned up the intensity on defense here. This gets the Garden buzzing here with under 3 to go in the first quarter. Bridges up top. Robinson screen. Bridges left elbow up with a lob, and Robinson throws it down. Mitchell Robinson over the top of the Cleveland defense. 12 points in a row for the Knicks. Donovan Mitchell around a hedge, swings it left. Mobley into the corner. Merrill up for 3. They needed it to go, but it doesn't. Bridges rips away the rebound. Flashes forward in from the left. Cuts it back to a trailer, but it's intercepted by Max Strus. Off the Knicks turnover, Schroeder, 2 hands at a hedge. Strus throws up a 3, a quick one, no good. Offensive rebound, Mobley, back out Mitchell. There's a whistle and a foul going against New York. Well, the Knicks on a run here, as they have really started to constrict Cleveland on the offensive end after the Cavaliers had a good shooting start. Mitchell will inbound, far side front court. Knicks have made 7 shots in a row from the field. Inbounded Merrill, drives right baseline, underneath the basket, comes back on the left, gives it to Strus, who lost it. Robinson a steal, another Cleveland turnover. In transition, Jordan Clarkson kicks to the left corner, rising for 3, Hart no. Battle for the rebound between Strus and Robinson. Batted out to Hart, reset for New York. Clarkson far left corner, back up top McBride. McBride handles, Brunson screens. McBride off the top of the key, swings it right in the corner. Hart steps in, shot clock winding down, forces the jumper, missed it short. Rebounded by Evan Mobley. Here comes Cleveland. Mobley charges down the lane, tried to throw it back outside. McBride tipped it. It pinballs around on the far side and goes out of bounds off of a white shirt. It'll still belong with Cleveland, who really needs a basket. The Knicks with 12 points in a row, and that Hart miss on the previous trip, snapping a stretch of 7 straight makes from the field for the Knicks. Mitchell gets it in. Merrill, right corner, back to Mitchell, launches a 3, clatters off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hart. Here come the Knicks. Hart picks up the pace, swings it right on the wing, up for 3. Brunson missed it badly. Scrap for the rebound. McBride kept it alive onto the wing, and throwing it into the lane was Clarkson. It's stolen by Mitchell, forwarded on Strus. He nearly loses it. Shoveled to Mobley, right baseline, out of a double, kicks left corner, wide open 3, Schroeder. That swirls off the rim and won't go. Clarkson the rebound, and here come the Knicks again, as Cleveland still can't get anything to fall. Final minute of the first quarter. Brunson cuts right on the wing, rises up for 3, a brick. Rebounded off the floor by Donovan Mitchell. Here come the Cavs. Mitchell ahead. Merrill drive straight to the basket from the left, and he lays it in, plus a foul. Sam Merrill gets finally a Cleveland shot to go, and he'll try to complete a 3-point play. The foul is by Hart. Stops a 12-0 Knicks run, as Sam Merrill, who had that enormous game on Sunday at Detroit in Game 7, hit 5 threes and scored 23 points in just 25 minutes, hits the and one free throw. Less than a minute to go, first quarter, 20-16, the New York lead. In white uniforms, orange numbers, blue trim, attacking left to right. Robinson, top of the arc, comes down with a dribble. Handoff, Jordan Clarkson up for 3, and he splashes it down. Jordan Clarkson hits the 3-pointer. It's a 15-3 run that the Knicks are on after trailing early. Their first hit from 3. They had missed their first 8. Cavaliers on offense. Schroeder steps to the right elbow, turns it back outside. Mitchell winds his way out to the right, spins on McBride. Pull-up jumper right elbow, no. Rebounded by Hart. Shot clock is blank. A dozen to go here in this first quarter. All the Knicks fans on their feet in the lower bowl of Madison Square Garden. Brunson top of the arc with 5, directs it right. Hart drives, pulls up at the foul line. Jumper goes down, but there was a whistle first. Whistle first. Shot won't count. There's a foul on Cleveland. Foul on the floor as they had 1 to give. Goes on Strus, who grabbed the arm of Hart. So there's 2 seconds left here in the quarter. Knicks to inbound far side front court. They bring Towns back in for the last 2 seconds of the quarter to replace Robinson, who gets a standing ovation. Knicks by 7 and looking to extend that lead here at the end of the first. Jordan Clarkson will inbound it. He's on the floor with Brunson, McBride, Towns, and Hart. Allen jumping in front of Clarkson, who gets it in. Brunson takes one dribble, steps back, long left wing 3 at the horn, a rainbow off the heel, no. And that ends the first quarter here at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks, bit of a sloppy offensive start, but boy did they get going. And they end the quarter on a 15-3 run and a 23-16 lead for the Knicks at the end of the first quarter in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. We'll return, second quarter on the way. Ready to go, second quarter, Madison Square Garden, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. And after a good shooting start for Cleveland, the Knicks ended the first quarter on a 15-3 run. And the Knicks with a 23-16 lead as we get ready for the second quarter to start. Hello to Plug NBA NHL 2026 in the comments section here as we get the second quarter underway. Cleveland in their black uniforms, gold numbers and trim, bring the ball ahead. Mobley shoots a pass into the left corner. Dennis Schroeder threads it back to Mobley. Tries to ramble his way inside, then turns it back to the perimeter. Schroeder, big running start to the foul line, stops, gives to Mobley. Turnaround jumper, top of the circle, was halfway down, pops out. Rebound New York. Here come the Knicks again. Diagonal along by Hart. Step in three. Alvarado missed it off the heel just into the game and never shy to shoot it. Cleveland into the front court with Mitchell. Makes a good cut from right to left. Drives right down the lane to the rim. Gets around Alvarado and lays it in. Mitchell with the driving layup. 5-point lead for the Knicks. Mitchell has 9 of Cleveland's 18 points. Towns stands on the midcourt logo. Dean Wade fronts him defensively. Dribbling left, Towns handoff. Clarkson turns the corner. Drives, stops, shows, kicks to the left wing. Alvarado back to the right wing. Clarkson drives, gives it up in the left corner, up for three. Hart misses. Rebound swatted. Towns tried to keep it alive. It's out of bounds off him. It'll belong to Cleveland. Cavaliers will get it back. And right now, Donovan Mitchell, really, it's a team that's going as he's going. As I mentioned, half of their 18 points have come from Mitchell. Schroeder dribbles into the front court. High screen, Mobley. Schroeder right elbow, swings at Mobley. It's left alone. Left wing three with Towns trying to close out. Misses too strong. Hart with the rebound. Bulldozes his way past Max Strus, who is pressurizing 80 feet from the basket. Hart swings it left. Alvarado, running floater is good. Knicks thought he was fouled. There was no whistle, but Alvarado with a tough finish. Mitchell the other way. Outside right on the wing. Steps back, tries to get his way around McBride to the elbow. Reverses it to a trailing Mobley. Step back and now crossover dribble on Towns. Mobley showing some real handles. Goes to the rim and glances off glass and in on the runner. First field goal for Mobley, who had missed his first three. Hart turns it inside. Towns got behind Wade. Crashes to the rim and Towns scores. 27-20. Here's Schroeder the other direction. Pokes it into the right corner. Strus back for Schroeder. Swings it for Mitchell. Clarkson defends off the switch. Mitchell backpedals looking for a runway. Turns it left. Schroeder lets a wing three go. It's off the heel. Rebound. Flies into the arms of Clarkson. Thrown ahead for Hart. Hart on the left-handed dribble. Goes to the rim. Pauses on the hesitation. Turns to his right around Schroeder and lays it in off glass. They've got Schroeder missing a lot of shots on offense, and they're really going at him defensively. At the other end, Mobley at the foul line, hesitates, turns it back. Schroeder for Mobley again. Tries to shoulder his way on Clarkson, spins off him, goes to the rim, and with the left hand, lays it in. Towns came over to help, but he was late. Hart flashes into the front court. Wade defends. Hart tries to accelerate around him. He does, and he hooks it up and home. And Hart's looking for a whistle after the basket. Doesn't find one, but he gets the bucket to push the lead to 9. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists early for Hart. A normal Josh Hart scoreline. Schroeder on the take, drives in from the right, missed the driving layup. Another Schroeder miss. What a sputtering and struggling start for Dennis Schroeder. Knicks into the front court. Towns top of the key. He'll throw up the three, and it skips off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Evan Mobley. Taken back up by Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell wants to attack. Crossover dribble. He goes right into the body of Miles McBride, and McBride's called for a blocking foul. That'll give a chance for both of these coaches to make some substitutions. Keon Ellis is going to come into the game for the first time here for Cleveland. Meanwhile, that foul on McBride, his second. Jared Allen back in for Cleveland, as Mobley will get a breather. Harden also checks back in. First conference final appearance for Harden in 8 years. He's played in a couple in his career. That one with Houston in 2018. Played, of course, one couple with Oklahoma City. Mitchell to get the ball in. Puts it in up top for Allen. The return for Mitchell. They blitz him with a double. Allen from the foul line. Back out. Harden kicks right corner. Free to fire. Wade hits the three. Nice find by Harden there, and Dean Wade, the seventh-year player out of Kansas State, averaging just under 5 points per game in the playoffs, knocks down the three. Landry Shamet into the game for the first time for New York. Feeds it right. Alvarado dribbles to the right lane line, and he scoops it up and in on a running teardrop. Knicks just not missing much right now. From the end of the first quarter to the start of the second, this offense is red hot as they've been the entire postseason. Harden dribbled it off his foot, was able to recover, fed it for Ellis, up top Wade, now to the top of the arc Mitchell. Steps back with 7 to shoot, now spins his way inside. Alvarado tried to tie him up. Mitchell has to get rid of it. Harden darts into the left corner. Ellis fumbles it out of bounds. The Knicks defense was everywhere, and they force another Cleveland turnover. 6th turnover so far for the Cavaliers, and we haven't yet played a full quarter and a half. So the Knicks will have possession back with 7.5 left here in the second quarter. And we're going to get a timeout taken, it looks like, here by the Knicks. 33-25. New York with a great start on their home floor in Eastern Conference Final game number 1. Back here with Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. In the second quarter, the Knicks really controlling the pace of play the way they want to here through the first quarter and a half. 33-25 lead. Talking about how they just aren't missing shots right now, the Knicks. It was not a great start shooting the ball right out of the gates, but now they're at 47% from the field and made 7 shots in a row from the field at one point late in the first quarter. Our guy Michael, he does enjoy Landry Shamet. Happy that Landry got on the floor. And our good friend Pierre Moss, of course, resident Knicks fan, says, let's go Knicks. And they're off to a great start in the conference final for the second year in a row. Out of the timeout, Knicks bring it up the floor with Bridges. Bridges swings it for Brunson, who tries to turn his way around Wade. He does, stops at the foul line. Kicks it for Bridges. He'll circle in from the left, and he tried to shovel up a wild shot while going down. Foul is called. See if they want to call that in the act of shooting or not. Looked like he was already on his way down when he threw it up, and no, they will not send him to the free throw line. Instead, Brunson will inbound, far side front court. Bounces it in on the perimeter for Robinson, who is back in. Handed back off for Brunson. Right-handed dribble on the edge of the Knicks logo at midcourt. Flashing out is Shamet. Gets it to him left wing. Shamet puts it on the deck. Tried to hook it back for Brunson on the perimeter. It was deflected out of bounds by Merrill, so it'll stay with the Knicks, but the shot clock is inside of 3. 2 8/10 seconds left on the timer here. Anunoby back in. Was going over to inbound it. Now they're going to have Shamet trigger it in. So Shamet to toss in. Looks to his left, in for Brunson. Got to work quickly here. Try to go behind the back on the dribble against Wade. Throws up a shot that he didn't get off in time. Took too much time. Did Brunson. And it's a turnover by the Knicks, their 4th of this first half. Back up comes Harden now to set the Cleveland offense. Wade sets a screen. Harden a crossover dribble. A lot of room to roam right down the middle of the floor, and he goes right down the lane and hits a running floater with the right hand. The off right hand for Harden, his 2nd field goal. 6-point margin. Brunson swings it left for Bridges on the wing. Handoff Shamet. Return for Brunson. High screen Robinson. They get a switch with Allen now defending Brunson. Brunson sneaks to the right elbow, to the corner, Anunoby, up for 3, missed everything, and it's out of bounds off of Robinson, who tried to stab the rebound. It'll belong to Cleveland. Knicks, for all the shots that they have started to hit when they are attacking it, they have missed a lot of threes. They're 1 of 14 now from 3. Here's Harden blitzed with a double, and he had it slip right out of his hands. Brunson a steal, and no one's near him at the other end, and he'll lay it home. 7 Cleveland turnovers, and a number of them have been open floor turnovers, giving the Knicks easy transition opportunities like that. Harden again to quarterback the offense, puts it on the deck, drives, stops left elbow, turns it to Ellis. Now it's to Allen, threaded back to Ellis, who made a cut down the lane, goes up. Brunson ripped it away. It's out of bounds. Who's it off of? Looks like it's going to go to the Knicks. Another Cleveland turnover, and they have been plagued by the turnovers here in this first half. Another one there as Ellis lost it on the way up. Here's Shamet to set the offense with Merrill defending. Shamet puts his head down, drives, slips, threw it up wildly on his way down. Did not get a foul called, but it is out of bounds off of a Cleveland hand last, so New York will keep possession. Shot clock at 6. Wipe the floor underneath the basket, and it'll be Brunson who will come to the baseline to throw the ball in. Looks to his right, looks to his left, bounces it into Robinson, left alone on the perimeter. Brunson back for the ball. Shot clock at 3, shot clock at 2. Brunson shovels it right corner. Anunoby lets a 3 go, and he drains it. Finally, a downtown hit for the Knicks. They have made just 2 of their first 15 from beyond the arc. Anunoby sinks that one. And the lead up to 11. Harden at the other end. Threads a bounce pass to the foul line. Allen underneath. Ellis through traffic. Just tried to throw it up off the glass from a tough angle, but he draws a foul. Again, the Knicks late in the clock. Had a shot clock violation a couple of possessions ago. This one was just a shadow of a second away from being another one, but Anunoby got it off his fingertips just in time. Keon Ellis at the free throw line for Cleveland. His first foul shot is good. Ellis, a 4th-year player out of Alabama, averaged 25 minutes a game off the bench in the regular season, only played 29 games. One more for Ellis. Down with 3 dribbles. Bends the knees. Ellis looks at the basket. Free throw is up, and it's good. He hits 2. 38-29. Now tries to pressure Bridges in the backcourt. It's thrown instead up to Anunoby, who plays it back to Hart, and Hart will bring it into the front court to set the offense for New York. Two-handed pass off the right arc. Anunoby tries to charge his way inside, draws a crowd, kicks it up top. Hart is wide open, but there's a whistle first. Anunoby called for traveling on his way inside. Sam Merrill, the one that stood his ground defensively. And Cleveland brings it back up with Harden. Quick screen, Allen. Harden slips it to the right wing and letting a three go and knocking it down. Sam Merrill from the perimeter. Talked about him hitting 5 threes on Sunday in the Game 7 win over Detroit. It's his first three tonight. Here's Brunson letting a three go quickly at the other end, and it spins off the rim. Rebound Harden. Cleveland trailing by 6. A moment ago it was 11. Harden straight on three, and he jacks it in. James Harden with a downtown hit, and Cleveland out of almost nothing but thin air with 8 points in a row and a timeout taken by the Knicks. How quickly things can change. A Merrill three, then a Harden three, and overall it's an 8-0 Cleveland run to put some scoreboard pressure back on the Knicks as we head down the stretch in this first half. Out of the timeout, back underway with the Knicks bringing the ball up the floor. Jalen Brunson Faked right, goes left, slips his way inside, then shovels it out to Hart. Hart goes up. Allen had him covered, so he reverts back to the perimeter. Brunson tried to shovel it to Anunoby in the lane, had it ripped away by Allen, and off of a turnover, here comes Cleveland again. Merrill quarterbacks it into the right corner. Ellis swings it up top. Allen drive and kick. Wade, left free, left corner, three missed short. Offensive rebound, Allen. Allen on a reload, directs traffic. Harden comes for the ball, hands it off. Now it's threaded to Allen in the lane, and he gets bumped and fouled. That Knicks timeout taken after Cleveland went on an 8-0 run, and they're looking to extend that run here. Cavaliers will inbound far side front court with Keon Ellis. Ellis gets it in to Merrill, outside right, shot clock at 10. Bounce pass top of the arc. Allen fumbled it, recovered, handed off for Harden. They blitz him with a double. It's to Allen at the foul line. He turns, goes to the rim, draws contact and a foul on Anunoby. So a foul by Anunoby with the shot clock at 3 will send Jared Allen to the free throw line where he is 71%. Allen shooting 65% from the field in the postseason. Hits the first free throw. So the Knicks went on a run in the first quarter. They ended the quarter on a 15-3 stretch. Here's Cleveland's first real sustained run, as Allen hits the second free throw, and it's now 10 points in a row for Cleveland. They trailed by 11. Now it's down to 1. Brunson walks it into the front court. Wade watches him every step of the way. Thrown to Towns with Harden defending. Now Hart, he'll drive up the middle. Lefty layup to the rim is good by Hart. New York needed a basket there, and they get one with Josh Hart, who's had, as usual, a stat sheet stuffing first half. Harden cross-court feed. Ellis dives it in. Allen bumping with Towns in the lane. Hooks it up wildly with the right hand. It skips off the rim. Rebound New York. Here come the Knicks again, and we get a whistle and a foul away from the ball going against Merrill in Cleveland. And 3 different Cavaliers now will come out onto the floor. Strus is back in along with Mobley and Mitchell. It is conference final season in the NBA and the NHL. Stanley Cup playoffs start their conference finals tomorrow. Game 1 out west. Vegas and Colorado on the channel tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Knicks on the inbound. Bridges right corner. Up top Towns. Handoff. Bridges turns the corner. Leaves it for Hart. Top of the arc. Up for 3. It's off the right side of the rim. Out of bounds, untouched. It'll belong to Cleveland. Knicks have now missed 15 of the 17 three-point shots that they've taken. Into the front court, James Harden. High screen, Allen. Harden splits through 2 defenders, trying to get to the rim. Lost the ball. Tries to regain it, cannot. And Towns picks it up. Another Cleveland turnover. Here come the Knicks again. Brunson starts the offense. Stops and starts, gets to the right elbow, up top Towns, fakes a 3, drives by Harden, then Towns fumbles it, recovers it, underneath the basket, he's double-teamed, swirls it out, and Anunoby takes a jumper from beyond the left elbow and knocks it down in the mid-range. Here comes Cleveland the other way. Mitchell weaves his way through bodies, off the right wing, throws up a 3 while getting contacted, and he makes it, and a chance at a 4-point play for Donovan Mitchell. Well, the Spider weaved his web right there and had Bridges caught in it. Leaned into contact and stroked the 3. 4-point play opportunity here for Mitchell. Free throw is up and good. 4-point play from Mitchell, and Cleveland is within 1. 13-point first half for Mitchell. He's 5 of 8 from the field. Bridges the other way for New York. Turns it to the top of the circle. Towns gets by Mitchell, charges in, dumps it off. Hart drew a crowd. Kick left corner. 3 up. Misses from Bridges. Scrap for the rebound, yields a whistle, and a foul going against the Knicks. Cleveland will have it, and the quick inbound comes to Harden, and the Cavaliers have a chance to take the lead. Harden drifts out wide to his right, throws a wild pass a mile over the head of Mobley as he tried to send it cross court. Harden is saying that the pass was deflected. He wants Kenny Atkinson to challenge, but the Knicks have inbounded it quickly, and they can't challenge, and Bridges goes the other way, tries to scoop it into the right corner for Anunoby, stolen by Mobley, who then threw it away in transition to Hart, and Hart gets fouled while he tries to throw up a quick shot off the quick takeaway, and Hart will go to the line. That Harden pass, and no, there was no way that was deflected. Good thing that Kenny Atkinson didn't challenge. That was a wild pass, cross-court, corner to corner, and Mobley didn't have a chance as Hart hits his first free throw. So Cleveland had a trip there to take the lead, did not take advantage. We're inside the final 90 seconds of the first half. The Knicks with a 2-point lead. One more for Hart. 5 rebounds and 3 assists, and this free throw is good, giving him 10 points. Donovan Mitchell receives the inbounds pass, and he'll walk it into the front court. Switches hands on the dribble from left to right as he crosses the timing line. Takes a high screen from Allen. Mitchell looks for space, swings it left. Mobley around the horn. Left corner, Strus. Leaves it up top for Mobley. Return for Strus. Rises up. Left wing three is pure. Max Strus with a 3-point hit, and he's tied the score at 44. First points for Strus in this first half. Brunson the other way. Feeds Town, swings Hart up top, was open for 3, didn't take it. Then he fell down as he got clipped by either Brunson or Strus, who was coming in his path. And Anunoby up top only has 2 to shoot. He steps back with a 3 over Allen. Clinks off the left side of the rim, no good. Rebound secured by Mobley. Cleveland with the ball, and again a chance to take the lead. Mitchell blow by drive, threads it underneath. Allen through traffic goes up, draws a foul. And with 31 and 8/10 seconds left in the first half, Jarrett Allen will go to the free throw line, and Cleveland could have their first lead since the first quarter. Mentioned earlier, Allen 65% from the field in the playoffs. He's 0 of 3 from the field here in this half, and he misses the first free throw as he hits it off the right side of the rim. Both teams are over the limit. Allen again, trying to put Cleveland in front here. Playing tonight in his 42nd career playoff game. Does hit the second free throw, so the Cavaliers with a lead. First time since it was 13-12. They trailed earlier in this quarter by 11. Now they have a 1-point lead. Brunson chisels his way into the front court with Strus in his grill. Hart screens. Strus trying to stay with Brunson. He does. Now an Anunoby screen. Brunson left lane line. Running floater is good. Brunson hits the runner. 16 seconds left in the half. Shot clock is blank. Cleveland will bring it up with Mitchell. 10 seconds to go first half. They trail by 1. Mitchell, cross-court, swing to the left corner. Mobley, jump fake, back to Mitchell. Left wing 3 is down! Donovan Mitchell rips the cords from 3. Then a long inbound pass stolen by Mitchell. He throws up a 60-footer at the buzzer, and it's no good. And Cleveland has a halftime lead. Here at the Garden, they trailed by as many as 11. In the second quarter, they erase that. And Mitchell swishes a 3 on the last possession of the half. And Cleveland goes to the locker room with a 48-46 lead. And Donovan Mitchell finishes a strong first half for himself, as he leads all scorers with 16 points in the first half, does Mitchell. Cleveland ends up shooting 42% from the field, 8 of 21 from three-point range, and that really is the big difference maker and why this is not a runaway like it looked like it could have been at some points in that half. Cleveland hit 8 of 21 from 3. The Knicks from 3 were just 2 of 19. Halftime, it is the Cavaliers leading the Knicks 48-46. in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. We'll return for the second half. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday night at the Garden in New York. It's Cleveland by 2 at halftime. Ready for the second half to begin at Madison Square Garden in New York. Game one of the Eastern Conference Final, and the Cleveland Cavaliers with a real spurt to end the first half. Gives them a 48-46 halftime lead. They made 6 of their last 7 three-point attempts. Knicks as a team only made 2 out of 19 from 3 in that first half. Welcome back. Matthew Owens back here with you and ready for the second half to get started in Game 1 of this Eastern Conference Final. San Antonio, of course, up 1-0 on Oklahoma City out west. The East Final getting underway here tonight, and a lot of people are of the belief that this is a series where the Knicks are just going to run away and play as impressively and dominantly against Cleveland as they did against Philadelphia. Cavaliers did not have a great overall first half, but they certainly played the last 6 or 8 minutes of the half extremely well. Finally started to find a rhythm shooting threes, and the Cavaliers with a halftime lead here on the road. The Knicks, of course, had that heartbreaking loss here in this building, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final last year to Indiana. As the second half gets underway with Cleveland on offense and Evan Mobley up the left side of the floor. Centers it to the top of the arc for Harden. Allen sets a screen. Harden rolls it to Allen, then kick to the right corner. Mitchell, good shot fake. Now out of the corner, takes a 3 and misses off the side of the rim. Rebound down to Jalen Brunson and the Knicks. Brunson leaves at top of the arc. Towns lets a 3 fly straight away. Repelled off the front of the rim short. Hart came flying in to get the offensive rebound. Then it came to Towns, who went to the floor, and Mitchell stole it. It's a 3-on-2 the other way, and Mitchell leads the break, and he collapses to the rim and lays it in. And it's a 50-46 lead for the Cavaliers as Mitchell never gave up on the play. Cleveland by 4. Knicks now just 2 of 20 from 3 after that last miss from Towns, who they get it to straight away here, and he's able to curl his way inside and draw a whistle. What a wild scramble that was on the trip previous, though, when Towns went to the floor to secure that ball, and then Mitchell took it right out from Towns' hands. Brunson to inbound at far side front court, in for Hart. Straight away at the top of the arc, left-handed dribble to the elbow. Hands off for Anunoby. Anunoby turns to the foul line, whips it outside. Towns left alone, an open 3, and again comes up short. Rebound tapped back to him. He grabs it and steps back and shoots the 3 again, and this time he hits it. Finally, the Knicks get a 3 to drop. Just 3 for 22 from 3 now. Mitchell at the other end leaves it for Harden. His right wing 3 hit off the rim twice and would not fall, and we've got a foul going for the rebound. Towns got grabbed by Allen. It'll belong to New York. Towns taking 3 threes right out of the gates here in this second half, and finally getting one to go. Here come the Knicks again. Bridges centers, top of the circle. Towns rumbles in, leaves it for Hart underneath, and he goes up, and he got clotheslined by Allen. And Hart goes down. Towns will help him up, and some bodies start to converge underneath the basket. Hard foul by Allen. Everyone separates, and they might be going to the monitor to view that. Good give by Towns, and Allen trying to go up and swat it away. Ended up getting Hart around over the shoulder. And they'll probably review that for sure, see if they should upgrade that foul in any way. No intent here from Allen, but he went airborne, then came down in the right arm, swatted across the right shoulder of Hart, and that is certainly a lot of contact right there and will yield a review more than likely. And indeed, first review of the night will have the verdict. Let's see here. This has been an interesting review of the foul that was called on Allen. It was a Cavaliers coaching challenge, and the call has been overturned, and no foul has been given here, and Cleveland is going to have possession of the ball. So, Cleveland ball here. That's certainly got to be disappointing to Knicks fans as Cleveland brings the ball up the floor. Donovan Mitchell gets it to Allen, and now Mitchell out of the right corner has it again. At a 16-point first half, he throws it into the lane, and it's intercepted by Anunoby. Here comes Brunson the other direction. Drifts out to his right. Mobley defends. Brunson has Harden switch on to him. Brunson up top. He'll drive his way against Harden. Underneath. Flips it outside. Hart tried to trigger it into the corner for Bridges. Knocked away by Mitchell in the air, and Mitchell comes away with it. Cleveland defense forces another turnover. The 11th of the game by the Knicks. Here's Mobley left baseline. Tried to chisel his way inside on Anunoby. Anunoby knifes it out of bounds. It will stay with Cleveland. Two minutes gone and change here in this third quarter. Harden looking to get the ball inbounded from underneath. He throws it way up top at the midcourt logo. Mobley quarterbacks it. Harden left wing, threads it back. Mobley try to crossover dribble. He stumbles, picks it back up, gets it into the hands of Mitchell. 5 to shoot. A reset for Mitchell. Crossover dribble on Hart. Drive strong to the rim. Kick right corner. Mobley's free to fire, and he swishes in a 3. Evan Mobley fades back in the corner, and he was ready to launch it, and he knocks down the 3, and Cleveland has really found a rhythm shooting these threes now. Hit 6 of their last 7 to end the first half, and Mobley out of the corner hits one there. Towns at the other end, top of the circle, puts his head down, drives strong to the basket, and lays it in. Karl Anthony Towns trying to take over. Here's Cleveland. Mobley quickly feeds it right corner. Wade lets it fly, and great rotation on that 3. Dean Wade buries it, as Cleveland wasn't taking any time off the clock on that trip. Mobley had all kinds of space, galloped ahead, and found Wade wide open in the corner. Meanwhile, at the other end, Towns from the top of the circle creeps to the foul line. Left elbow, steps back off one leg with a jumper. He misses, and he's jumping up and down thinking that he was fouled. There was no whistle. Rebound Cleveland. Harden scoops it. Right wing Mitchell lets this 3 fly. A rainbow misses. Weak side offensive rebound Mobley. Reset for Mobley in Cleveland. Mobley attacks Towns, floats it up over him. No. Another offensive rebound. Allen twisting and turning inside through traffic. He draws a foul. And Jarrett Allen will get free throws. So Allen to the line. 3 points on 0 of 3 shooting in the first half went Allen. And the first free throw glides off the rim, no good. A 56-51 Cleveland lead here. And the Knicks all of a sudden struggling to get stops. One more at the line for Allen. This time he hits the second and goes 1 out of 2. So here come the Knicks needing a basket here and needing to tilt the court their direction again. And Bridges has it slip right out of his hands. A steal by Mitchell, who in transition guards the ball to keep Bridges away from it, and in transition he lays it in, and Cleveland now has their largest lead of the game. It's 59-51. Brunson frantically trying to set the offense at the other end. High screen Anunoby. Harden switches on to Brunson. He'll drive it Harden in the lane, draws a crowd, kicks right corner. Free to fire on a 3 is Hart, and he knocks it down. Josh Hart knocks down an open look at a 3. It's 59-54. Hart's first 3-point hit at the other end. Allen off the left elbow. Slings it into the left corner. Wade. Return for Allen on the elbow. Flips it back outside. Mitchell, hard straight drive to the rim, and a great move to get free. And right to the rack goes Donovan Mitchell, and he lays it in. Hart picks up the tempo, goes flying back at the other way, and the runner got blocked by Mobley. Mobley the other direction with long strides. A drop for Hart, and he fakes the three. Dumps it inside. Mobley to the rim with a soft slam over the top of Brunson. And a timeout taken by Mike Brown and the Knicks. Cleveland opens up a 9-point lead. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the Cavaliers getting anything they want right now against the defense of the Knicks. This is Cleveland's largest lead. 22 points now for Donovan Mitchell to lead all scorers. And out of this timeout, the Knicks bring the ball up the floor, trailing by 9, 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Still plenty of time, but Cleveland has really taken control of this game. Left of the lane is Towns, holds the ball over his right shoulder, right-handed, to the top of the key for Hart. 3 goes down, but there was a whistle first. And a foul on the floor against the Cavaliers. Well, the Knicks know how difficult it is to lose game 1 of a conference final at home and try to dig yourself out of that hole when you lose home court advantage. It's what happened last year with Indiana. Inbound near side front court to Towns. Able to slide a pass towards the foul line for Brunson. Harden defends. Brunson tries to get by. Fadeaway jumper off the right lane line won't go. Mobley was there for the rebound. Harden with a looping diagonal outlet for Mitchell. Mitchell initiates the offense, lost the ball, and we get a whistle. And it's going to New York. Foul going against Mitchell as he was trying to get the ball back after losing it. Foul is on him. By the way, 6 steals tonight as well for Mitchell to go along with his 22 points. That is a new career playoff high for Mitchell. As here come the Knicks back up the floor, down by 9. Brunson jets in for the left, stops baseline, shoots a fadeaway over Wade that he missed well short. Wade comes away with the rebound, and the Cavaliers with a chance to extend this lead as we near the midway point of the third. Harden tried to bounce feed between 2 defenders, Hart and Towns. Goes off the foot of Towns. Kicked ball will stay with Cleveland, the shot clock at 16. 9-point lead for the Cavaliers. Knicks are in the bonus. Getting in the bonus very early here. Inbound to Strus. Cycled up top, Allen. Now back to Strus. Straight on 3. Line drive missed short. Rebound. Popcorns around far corner. Allen recovers. Shoots it back to the perimeter. Strus stumbles as he tried to get the pass. Brunson may have tripped him. They play on, and the Knicks in transition, and Bridges glides to the rim and lays it in with a transition 2. Bridges with double-digit scoring as that transition basket makes it 63-56. Here's Harden. Reverses it to Allen at the foul line. Leaps in the lane. Kicks right corner. Merrill. Shot fake. He's free to fire now. And he rips the cords from downtown. A corner pocket hit for Sam Merrill with great body control and a good shot fake to get a free look out of the corner. At the other end, Hart lobs it inside. Deep catch by Towns. He goes up and scores a quick 2. It's 66-58. Here's Harden getting doubled. Rolls it to Wade. Out to Strus. He lines up a 3 off right wing. Misses off the heel. Long rebound. Harden straight on 3 here. Skips off. Another offensive rebound. Allen grabbed it. Then Brunson went falling down. And we get a whistle, and a foul is going against Brunson, who was trying to crash in and keep Allen from getting the loose ball. Cleveland to inbound near side front court. Foul on Brunson is his 3rd. Max Strus will be the one to trigger it in. On the floor with Harden, Allen, Schroeder, and Merrill. As Mitchell's on the bench to get a breather. In for Harden, right of the lane. Whips it cross court. Schroeder fakes a 3, drives, dishes it off. Allen collapsing to the rim. Lays it in. Cleveland by 10 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Jordan Clarkson in for the Knicks. Crosses the timing line. Handoff. Brunson, who draws contact as he raced to the left elbow and shot a off-balance jumper that doesn't go, but he does draw the foul. Doesn't matter if it's in the act of shooting or not. As I mentioned, the Knicks are in the bonus. So free throws coming for Jalen Brunson. Brunson's first free throw spins off the rim. Missed free throw from Brunson doesn't happen all that often. He's 84% from the line. He leads all Knicks scorers tonight with 14. Again, he's been averaging over 27 a game in the playoffs. Speaking of Brunson. Was 10th in the league in scoring in the regular season at 26 a pop. Hits the second free throw. 68-59. Cleveland with a 9-point lead here. And Harden sets the offense at the other end. Schroeder, quick screen. Harden blitz to the double as he has been all night. Gets rid of it. Schroeder, a lot of space. Drives down the lane and then dishes it off for Allen on a dump-off. And Allen goes up to the rim, elevates and scores. Cleveland by 11. Largest lead of the game now for the Cavaliers. Trailed by as many as 11 in the second quarter. A 22-point turnaround since then. Brunson, jab step, step back jumper, right elbow, no. He's just 6 of 15 now from the field. Ball leaks out of bounds on the near side. It's off the Knicks last. It'll belong to Cleveland again. Brunson always a high-volume shooter, but now 6 of 15 from the field in this game. Strus to trigger in. Harden will bring it up. Hunkered stance, sneaking forward. Brunson switches on to him early in the clock. They blitz Harden with a double. Loop to Schroeder. No look feed. Right corner Merrill. Ready to load up and fire a three. No. Weak side offensive rebound Allen. Cycled back up top. Harden. A slithery drive to the rim. Lays it in with the left. It's 72-59. Here come the Knicks, needing a basket desperately here. Bridges takes a high screen from Robinson. Bridges tried to get around Harden, who tried to stab it away and is called for a reach-in foul. It's Knicks free throws, again in the bonus for the last 3 minutes and change of this third quarter. So Bridges at the line, 83% for the season. Able to hit number one. Knicks team that, as I mentioned, has been so good on the offensive end. Ended the regular season second in offensive rating, and the offense has just been cooking in the playoffs. They have run into issues here tonight. Bridges hits the second free throw. That last foul on Harden, his third. So Harden and Brunson each with 3 fouls. Mitchell jumps back into the game for Cleveland, and he handles in the offensive end. Tries to dart his way around Brunson. At the foul line, he hits the spin button, dumps it off underneath, and Mobley gains positioning in the paint and flips it up and in with the left hand. Knicks just aren't getting stops right now. Brunson stops and starts, pops a foul line jumper that rims off, but draws a foul on Max Strus. Brunson not having his shooting touch tonight. Now he's trying to be aggressive and get to the free throw line. Able to hit the first at the line is Brunson. Game 2 of this series Thursday night here at Madison Square Garden. Series shifts to Cleveland for games 3 and 4 on Saturday and Monday. Brunson's second free throw is good. If it were to go 7, Game 7 would be a week from Sunday on May 31st. Inside the front court, Mitchell threads a bounce pass through 2 defenders to Schroeder, who whips a pass to the left corner, where catching and hitting a 3 is Merrill. Merrill sings the nylon song as he knocks down a 3. There's a foul on the floor against Cleveland and against Schroeder at the other end, and that will send the Knicks to the free throw line. May have been an intentional foul by Schroeder on Mitchell Robinson to get him to the line. That was not a clean pass by Schroeder to Merrill. Merrill had to cut to his right to catch it and still was able to set and hit the 3. Of course, we know about Mitchell Robinson's struggles at the free throw line. They send him to the line here, and he hits that first one hard off the back of the rim. He's 41% from the line in the regular season was Mitchell Robinson. And just 11 out of 30 from the foul line now in the playoffs. One more. And it's a line drive, but it goes. He rocketed it in. Here comes Cleveland into the front court. Schroeder sets the offense. Up top, he swings it left. Mobley on the perimeter. Puts it on the deck. Drives, kicks. Strus, extra. Mitchell, extra up top. Schroeder, a straight line drive to the basket. Lefty layup around the rim and out. He just hasn't been able to get shots to fall from the field. Hart the rebound. Launches ahead in transition. Brunson running floater around and out. Offensive rebound, Robinson. And then he got bear hugged from behind. And a foul goes against Robinson, and it'll be more free throws for Mitchell. So Mitchell Robinson again to the free throw line. Again, when the Knicks get in the bonus like this, teams just don't mind fouling Robinson. And he got that offensive rebound there, and it was just put your arms around him and get him to the line. He misses the first. In his playoff career, he's under 40% from the free throw line, which is the worst mark of free throw percentage in NBA playoff history by any player with more than 100 attempts. He missed the second one. Mobley chases down the rebound. Now he's trying to get free from Clarkson, who has him in the coffin corner on the near side. And I think Cleveland got a timeout in. They did. Yeah, Mobley could not take a step with it because he tried to run it down and would have been called for traveling. So they get a quick timeout into the Cavaliers, and now they'll be able to inbound it. They have a 13-point lead here, do the Cavaliers. So out of that quick timeout, they'll have Strus inbounding it for Cleveland. Inbound coming near side front court for Strus. And he's able to get it in quickly, and Mobley with long strides gallops it into the offensive end and sets the offense. Handoff for Schroeder, shot clock at 12. Schroeder button hooks, back up top, Mobley drifts right, quarterbacks it to Strus, tries to turn around Hart, bounces it inside for Mobley, and he's fouled on his way inside. So Mobley will go to the line. No, they call it on the floor, I beg your pardon. Foul on Deuce McBride is third, but they do call it on the floor. Inbound to Mitchell, who chisels his way inside, goes to the rim, lays it up. Robinson blocks it, but it was off the glass. That basket will count for Mitchell. And now it becomes a 15-point lead for the Cavaliers, and as the Knicks try to bring the ball up the floor, another intentional foul has just been given to get Robinson to the line. And this has really grinded the pace of this game to a halt. But you can't really blame Cleveland for doing what they're doing here, because Robinson has not proved that he can make these consistently. 1 of 4 from the line, all in the last couple of trips up the floor, and he misses this one off the right side of the rim. 1 of 5 now. Kenny Atkinson going with the strategy here to hack Mitchell Robinson as much as he can, and he misses the second free throw. Mitchell lassoed in the rebound. Then he came flying out of traffic, and we get a foul called, perhaps on Jordan Clarkson. Yeah, Clarkson grabbing Mitchell's left arm. Cleveland on the inbound. Schroeder feeds Merrill. Merrill bounces into the left corner. Mobley collects, shoots a three. It hits off the side of the glass. Brunson picks up the rebound, pushes the gas pedal the other way, and hits a running floater as he glances it in off glass. Not giving him a chance to foul Robinson as Brunson picked up the tempo. Gets a quick 2. Brunson with 19. Mitchell behind the back lead feed. Schroeder down the lane. Off-balance jumper. Glass and rim miss. Rebound New York. McBride the outlet. Brunson. Robinson still on the floor. Brunson going quickly again. Running floater no. Robinson got the offensive rebound. Tried to hammer in a putback slam, and he missed that. And we get a foul out of a scramble. Cleveland got the rebound, and we got a foul going against New York, and now Cleveland in the bonus as well will get free throws. I think Strus in the scramble for the rebound got slapped up high. And it will be Max Strus who heads to the free throw line. And Strus connects on the first free throw. So both teams over the limit for the last minute and a half of the third quarter. Strus hits the second foul shot. 81-66, the Cleveland lead. Under 90 seconds left, third quarter. Mitchell Robinson is still on the floor for New York. He's coming out here to set a screen on Brunson, and Mobley gives the foul on Robinson. And Robinson will go to the line again. And in the last, however long this has lasted, the last 3 or 4 minutes that they've started to intentionally foul Robinson, he's hit just 1 of 6 at the free throw line. He was coming up to set the screen, and Mobley just put his arms around him. Makes number 1. And that'll get a huge reaction out of the crowd. And remember last year when this was going on in the playoffs, Knicks fans really started to get behind Robinson and show as much support as they could. Second free throw misses off back rim. Merrill secures the rebound for Cleveland. So he's 2 of 8 from the line in this sequence here the last 3 or 4 minutes. Here's Mitchell for Cleveland. Jitterbug dribble down the lane, and he flips it up and in off glass with the right hand. It hung on the rim and eventually dropped, and the Cleveland lead continues to swell. It's a 16-point Cavalier lead inside the final minute of the quarter. Brunson down the lane draws contact and a foul on his way in. And with 56 seconds left, a foul going against Mitchell will send Brunson to the line. Brunson able to knock down his first. Heck of a night so far for Donovan Mitchell. He leads all scorers with 26 points here in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Brunson misses the second. The rebound slapped out of bounds, and it's last off Cleveland. So it'll stay with the Knicks. Chance to make this a 3 or 4 point trip up the floor, which they desperately need here. Cleveland's defense has really started to limit the opportunities for the Knicks, who have scored just 22 points in this third quarter. Got 68 points through just about 3 full frames. Mitchell Robinson goes to the New York bench. Brunson looks to trigger it in. He loops it to the outside where Josh Hart catches. Max Strus defends. Hart's bounce pass into the corner for Brunson is uncatchable. It's out of bounds, and a sloppy turnover there by New York will give it back to Cleveland. 13 New York turnovers now. Donovan Mitchell into the front court. Zigzags from right to left. Hart picks him up. He button hooks, makes a wide turn. Behind the back bounce pass went off the leg of Hart. It rolls out of bounds with 39 seconds left. It'll stay with Cleveland. The shot clock at 12. Third quarter feels like it's taken forever. Of course, fouls on Mitchell Robinson, a big part of that. Donovan Mitchell to get it in. Schroeder drives right baseline to the rim. He goes, and his layup blocked by Clarkson, recovered by Strus. Back out Mitchell, loads up a right wing 3. Skips off the cup, no good. Rebound Towns. Outletted Hart. 7-second difference between game clock and shot clock here. Hart hands it off to Brunson, standing just inside the midcourt stripe, left of the midcourt logo. 10 on the timer. Hart comes out for a screen. Schroeder stays at home on Brunson, who drives in from the left and lost the ball. It rolled into the hands of Clarkson. There's a foul that's been called first against Schroeder, and Brunson will shoot free throws. Brunson been at the free throw line a lot in this quarter, along with Mitchell Robinson. Well, he's missed the first one, however. Harden checks back in to replace Schroeder. Tough night shooting the ball for Dennis Schroeder tonight. He just hasn't had anything to go down. 1 of 9 from the field is Schroeder. And Anunoby back in for New York. Missed the last 2 games of the Philadelphia series with a hamstring injury. Of course, it's been 9 days since the Knicks played last game of that series against Philadelphia. Brunson makes the second free throw. 11 seconds left here in the quarter. Harden the inbound for Mitchell. Clock melts from 8 to 7. Mitchell into the front court. He slashes left. He drives inside. He kicks right corner. Harden's free to fire. 3 is up. It's all the way around the rim and out. And that ends the third quarter. And the Cleveland Cavaliers outscore the Knicks in the third quarter 35-23, and they take a 1-point halftime lead and push the margin to 14 heading to the fourth quarter. Money quarter coming up in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final, and the homestanding Knicks face a 14-point deficit heading to the fourth. Ready for the fourth quarter to begin. Game one of the Eastern Conference Final between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. And Cleveland has taken control of this game after trailing by as many as 11 points in the second quarter. Since then, Cleveland has put together a 25-point turnaround to go from 11 down to 14 ahead. And we get the third quarter underway. Cleveland in black uniforms, gold numbers and trim. New York in home white with orange numbers and blue trim. Knicks start with the ball, and Jordan Clarkson curls down the lane, flips it up on the move, and it leaks off the right side of the rim, no good. Mobley ripped away the rebound, outletted for Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder drives his way to the right elbow, then turns back to the outside. Mobley sets a screen for him. Schroeder looking for space, flips it to Mobley, drives in against Towns. He throws it up off the left side of the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Josh Hart. Back to a trailing Towns. Straight away, fakes the three, gets called for a travel. So Towns called for the travel. Both teams have turned the ball over a lot tonight. That is the 14th turnover by the Knicks. Schroeder into the front court. Loops a pass into the right corner for Harden, who comes back out to his left. Harden drives inside, floats it up through traffic. It won't go, but draws a foul. So James Harden to the foul line. First time in 8 years for Harden to make a conference final. Of course, played in the NBA Finals once, all the way back in his time with Oklahoma City, as Harden hits the first free throw. That was against the Heatles. They lost to Miami in 5 games. One more at the line for Harden. Tons of fans inside the Garden, tons of fans outside the Garden as well, watching the game on a big screen, and they have seen their team really struggle with solving this Cleveland defense here, as it's brought back up by Jose Alvarado. Spins it to the top of the circle. Towns back to Alvarado. Fakes a three. Darts it into Towns off the left lane line. He erupts through 2 defenders and lost the ball. Harden the steal. Outlet Merrill. Back to Harden, who bounced it in for Mobley. That got knocked away. It was taken by Towns. We get a foul. And it's against Harden, who was trying to reach in and get control of the ball back. And that will be Harden's 4th foul. Possession will go to the Knicks. Harden just stripped Towns at the other end. Jose Alvarado, who New York acquired mid-season from New Orleans, brings it up and gives it to Towns, who stands just beyond the left elbow. High post left. Now he starts to move forward towards the rim. Flips it up in tight. No. And the rebound, Mobley. Gives it for Schroeder to accelerate into the front court. Alvarado picks him up defensively. Schroeder outside left on the wing. Tried to button hook around him. Mobley sets a screen. Schroeder dribbles to the foul line. Alvarado strips it. Mobley recovers. Shot clock at 6. Mobley into the lane for the left. Flips it right corner. Free to fire on a 3. Merrill has it bounce hard off the rim. No good. Rebound taken by New York, and they have numbers the other way. Alvarado, 2-hand pass McBride. Head fake. Swing it inside. Hard underneath. Flips right corner. Clarkson fakes a 3. Steps up the baseline. Floater. Missed it short. Rebound swatted. And we get a whistle. Foul going against the Cavaliers. Brunson and Bridges will check back in for New York. Dean Wade for Cleveland. That last foul on Max Strus is his 4th. And Donovan Mitchell also going to come back in for Kenny Atkinson. Brunson to throw in. Far side front court. In for Towns. Return for Brunson. Wade defends. Now Mobley switches on to Brunson, who slips it right corner. Bridges the return. Brunson drives inside. Chisels underneath the basket. Draws a huge crowd. Pitched it outside. Schroeder steals it. Schroeder in transition hits the brakes. Shovels it back to Harden trailing. They'll set the offense here in the half court. Harden outside right. He's got Towns defending. Harden, couple of crossover dribbles, now a step back three. Comes up short. Rebound New York. Bridges the other way. They need baskets, and they need them in a hurry. Bridges stops right elbow, turns, sends it back out to the point. Brunson zings his way in. Lefty layup. Glass and rim miss. Towns gets the recovery and lays it back up and in. Not a lot of offensive rebounds for this Knicks team tonight. Mitchell at the other end. Couple of crossover dribbles on McBride as he tried to make a series of moves to get up the left baseline, and he draws a foul. Foul on the floor against Deuce McBride. Just about 9 minutes left here in regulation time. Cleveland leads by 14. Inbound far side front court. Into Mobley, back to Harden. Harden turns the corner, drives his way in the lane, on the right blocks. He elevates, goes up, misses, left it short. Good defense by Bridges. Snatched by Towns, snapped ahead Brunson, back to Bridges, in from the right, gallops in. Mobley got a piece of the ball on the way up. Harden comes out of the pile with it. Schroeder shovels it back. Mitchell in full flight. Brunson swiping at the ball. Mitchell reverses it. Schroeder drives left baseline, kick near corner, free to fire. Wade sticks the landing on a three and a foul. Dean Wade with a chance at a 4-point play and perhaps an early dagger. Terrific ball movement and a great find by Schroeder, who has had a tough night shooting the ball tonight. But a great find as Wade out of the corner pocket knocks down the biggest shot of the night. And he hits the and one. It is a 4-point play by Dean Wade. And Cleveland has their largest lead at 18 points. The Knicks toiling. Towns the other way, in from the right. Muscles his way to the rim and misses the runner. Then he tumbles over. Cleveland with a 5-on-4 power play at the other end. Schroeder leaves it for Wade. Finally, Towns just getting into the play. Mitchell off the right wing launches a three and hits it! Back-to-back Cleveland triples as Mitchell pours in the three, and this is turning into a runaway. Cleveland by 21. At the other end, Bridges misses a quick fire three. Mobley rebounds, ahead to Harden, into the hands of Mitchell. It's all Cavaliers on the road. Harden drives in from the right to the rim, draws a foul on a lean-in. My goodness. Donovan Mitchell with the three. Back-to-back Cleveland threes, and one of them a 4-point play from Wade. And they have really started to stretch their legs here. Harden hits the first free throw. 29 points for Donovan Mitchell, averaging over 25 a game in the playoffs. First ever conference final appearance for Mitchell. Just making it to a conference final, a long time coming for him in his 9th year in the league. Harden's second free throw pops out. Rebound down to Towns. Forwarded on for Brunson. And Brunson will set the offense. Winds his way along the arc left to right. Against Harden he drives. Running floater with the left. And Brunson drops that in. It's 93-73 here. Schroeder gallops into the front court, sets the offense, and Cleveland won't mind taking some time off the clock, but Schroeder's pass for Mitchell was knocked away by Shamet. And we get a whistle, as I don't think that ball ever hit out of bounds, did it? Maybe it did. And they're going to keep it with Cleveland. He'll inbound it, Will Mitchell, in front of the scorer's table. Gets it in quickly, and now on a return. Donovan Mitchell up top, zigzagging drive against Shamet, stops on the left elbow, up fake, turns back, wants to play it out to the perimeter, he does. Mobley rambles in and lays a shoulder into the chest of Shamet, and it's an offensive foul on Evan Mobley. So a Cleveland turnover there as Mobley is called for the offensive foul. Brunson will trigger in front of the Cleveland bench, far side backcourt. in for Bridges. Quick return for Brunson. Talk about how the Knicks just struggling to get anything going here in the second half. They're shooting just 31% from the field in this half. Brunson works his way in, lost it on the way up. Towns recovered it, and then Landry Shamet is who he found on the outside to drill a three. So Shamet sinks a big three. We have seen crazy comebacks in the NBA playoffs before. This is a 17-point game. Mitchell drives and throws it away as he was driving down the lane. Tried to whip a reversal pass to the perimeter for Harden, and he throws it out of bounds, so it'll go back to the Knicks, who we talked about how this offense has been rolling ever since the end of Game 3 against Atlanta. So over their last 7 games, it's a team that's been averaging 125 points per game. Tonight, 76 is their total well into the fourth quarter. They're shooting just 41% from the field, and they just have not been able to buy a three most of the night. I mean, they are 5 of 25 now from three after that last hit by Shamet. Timeout on the floor following the Mitchell turnover. We'll step away and return quickly. Quick timeout as play restarts. Jalen Brunson on the ball for New York. Drives down the lane, dumps it off for Towns underneath the basket, and he goes up and hits the reverse layup. Knicks have scored 7 points in a row now. They trail by 15. Can they lasso the Cavaliers back in here over the last 6 minutes and change? Mitchell bounce pass on the perimeter, out to right wing. Harden has 5 to shoot. Bridges defends. Harden's going to have to do something late in the clock here. To the right corner, a step-back jumper for 2 won't go. Rebound snatched by Towns. Here come the Knicks. 6 minutes to make up a 15-point deficit. Brunson sets the offense. Bridges out for a screen. Brunson a straight line drive to the basket, and with the left hand, flips it up and in off glass. It's 9 straight points to New York. Kenny Atkinson chooses not to take a timeout, but we do get a whistle as Brunson and Harden collide about 30 feet from the basket. It's a foul on Brunson, and that will mean free throws for Harden, as the Cavaliers are in the bonus. So Harden to the line, and he misses the first, and suddenly Knick fans are starting to just get a sense that maybe there's the smallest sliver of hope all of a sudden here. 5.5 left. And as we've talked about, it's the NBA. Everyone's got to run in them. Harden hits the second free throw. He goes 1 out of 2. Knick fans are really loud. 14-point game. Brunson into the front court. Can this offense heat up? Brunson zigzagging drive on Harden, leans in, flips it up and in on a leaner off glass. The Knicks are on an 11-1 run. They're within 12. Do they have time to save themselves here? Just over 5 to go. Harden picks up a rolling inbound pass at midcourt. Brunson squares up on him defensively. High screen Mobley. They double Harden. Dumped off Mobley. Underneath to Allen, who goes up and draws a foul on Anunoby. And Jared Allen will get to the line. Not the best free throw shooter, 71% for the regular year. Is there going to be some MSG magic for the Knicks here tonight to overcome this big deficit that earlier in this quarter was 21? Allen misses the first free throw, so from 21 it's down to 12. 5 minutes left. Garden is hopping. Garden is loud. And if Allen misses this next one, it'll get even louder. 3 dribbles of the ball for Jared Allen. Bends the knees, flicks the wrist, misses it short. Rebound claimed by Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. Down a dozen. Brunson sets the offense. Harden on him defensively. Top of the arc, it's Brunson directing traffic. Drives left, pull-up jumper. The foul line is down. This is a 10-point game. Everyone in the Garden on their feet. Mitchell sets the offense. Landry Shamet out on him defensively at the midcourt logo. Mobley a screen. Mitchell, the leading scorer on the night. Cycles. Mobley at the foul line. Spins. Towns shuts him off. Flipped out Harden. 5 to shoot. Harden off right wing. Going to have to make it happen late in the clock. Up for 3. An air ball. Out of bounds. Untouched. It'll go to the Knicks again. You just never know. Brunson with a backcourt inbound to Bridges. The return for Brunson. Dean Wade on him defensively. Brunson across the timing line. They're on a 13-1 run. Brunson against Harden. Brunson drives in the lane, hangs, puts it up and off the glass and in. It's a 15-1 run. 8-point game. Mitchell the other way, trying to silence the crowd and trying to stabilize the Cavaliers. Mitchell step back 3, halfway down and out. Rebound Towns. Is this really happening? Bridges finds Brunson and puts the ball in his hands. Here comes the Brunson burner. This place getting warmer. Up for 3. Got it! Brunson knocks it down! Timeout Cleveland! The Knicks are alive! An 18-1 run! And a 21-point fourth quarter deficit in the blink of an eye has been trimmed to 5! Absolutely amazing! And a thrilling finish to Game 1 upcoming. The heart and soul of the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson, with his team facing a 22-point deficit earlier in this fourth quarter. He has put the Knicks and the city of New York on his shoulders and is trying to drag them back into this game one of the Eastern Conference Final. This is a 5-point game. Here comes Cleveland into the front court. They have allowed an 18-1 run. The Knicks have made 8 of their last 9 shots from the field. Now can the Cavaliers turn it back the other way? Sam Merrill, dribble drive in the lane, back out Mobley, right wing three is good! Mobley with an enormous shot. Out of the timeout, drains a huge one to get this crowd quiet. And now the Knicks again with Anunoby up top. Fakes a three, drives inside. Got Allen airborne and draws a foul on the way up. And Anunoby will go to the line. Well, that was a great find by Merrill on the last trip. And then Mobley with a big three. Got 2 timeouts left both ways. Cleveland in the bonus. New York not quite there. Anunoby hits the first free throw. 97-90 here with under 3 minutes left. And Anunoby again. Misses the second free throw. Mobley runs down the rebound in the far corner, and now we've got a whistle. And Knicks fans erupt in celebration. What do we got here? Mobley ran down the rebound off the missed free throw. Merrill pulled at Anunoby. That's what happened. Merrill pulled back Anunoby. It's a foul on Merrill. So the Knicks get possession back. Inbound by Brunson. Far side front court on a bounce into Anunoby. Return for Brunson. Brunson in from the right, on the baseline, sneaks in, bounce pass, left corner, Bridges. He'll try to wind his way in. Now reverts back to the perimeter, shoots an off-balance 3-0! He hits it! Bridges, nothing but net on an off-balance 3 with the shot clock dwindling. 4-point game. The Knicks on a 22-4 run to scratch and claw their way back into it. Harden hoisting up a left wing 3, no! Rebound taken by New York! Brunson with the ball in his hands. Kicks out to his right, swings it up top. Anunoby off the head fake, drives, kick, Shamet, 3, there's a whistle first. And there was contact underneath the basket between Towns and Mobley, and it's an offensive foul on Towns. That's his 4th foul. He had grabbed the arm. That was actually Allen who he was twisted up with, and he was grabbing the arm of Allen. A New York turnover at a crucial time. Mitchell at the other end, early offense, flips it up on the run. No, offensive put back by Allen. Allen on the tap follow. 99-93. Under 2 to go here. Brunson in the front court, cuts left, swings it up the middle. 3 by Anunoby straight away, no! High for the rebound goes Mobley. 1 and out go the Knicks. That could be a huge sequence in this game. Mitchell trying to perhaps put the Knicks away. Threads it across the lane. Left elbow jumper, Mobley, no. Rebound tap by Anunoby. Controlled by Brunson. $1:20 to go. Brunson in the front court, blitzed with a double. Now Harden backs off. Merrill squares him up. Brunson right wing, slipped left corner. 3 up. Oh, yes! Bridges hits the 3 out of the corner. It's a 3-point game as we approach the final minute. Mitchell sets the offense. Mobley a screen. Mitchell right elbow floater blocked by Towns. Out of bounds to the Knicks. A minute to go, and the Knicks have the ball down by 3. In a game where their offense could do nothing, they have suddenly gone on an incredible run. They can tie with a 3. Brunson wide to his left, centered ball Anunoby, finds Shamet, wide open right corner, 3 is up, around the rim and down! Around jumper, left elbow. That's around the rim and down. Cleveland leads by 2. Under 30 seconds left. Brunson out of the right corner, drives baseline, flips it up off glass. Good! Brunson ties the game. Under 20 seconds to go. Here comes Cleveland. Shot clock is dark. Mitchell tells Kenny Atkinson not to take a timeout. They're going to play this out. Harden at the midcourt logo with 5. Behind the back pass. Up top, Merrill straight on 3. Halfway down, popped out. Rebound free. Bridges desperation at the horn. No! It's going to overtime! Absolute insanity at the Garden! The New York Knicks, from out of nothing, back from the dead, to force overtime in Game 1. A remarkable turnaround in a fourth quarter to forever be remembered. Oh my gracious! Well, if the Knicks come back and win this game, you'll never forget where you were when Jalen Brunson dragged the Knicks back from an impossible deficit to force overtime, which is coming up. The New York Knicks just ended the fourth quarter on a 30-8 run. And they, from 22 points down, has dragged Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final into overtime. Just a remarkable comeback, mostly engineered by Jalen Brunson. And now the clock resets to 5 minutes. For the second straight night, a conference final, Game 1 goes to overtime. Last night it went 2. We'll see how many we go tonight. Overtime underway, the tip controlled by the Knicks. And they do start this overtime with 4 fouls on both Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns as Anunoby attacks to the rim and tried to throw it down. He cannot get the dunk to fall, but he does draw a foul on Harden. And now you got to wonder, what is the mind space of the Cleveland Cavaliers like? They had this game won in every way possible. Up by 22 in the fourth. Anunoby hits the first free throw, and the Knicks have their first lead since the second quarter. And the Garden is absolutely buzzing. Anunoby's second free throw is good. So from 22 down in the fourth quarter, the Knicks now in overtime have the lead. Do the Cavaliers have a response in them? Harden dribbles into the front court, turns it to Mobley, straddling the arc. Off left wing, now steps to the top of the circle. Towns defending. Mobley spins, needs someone to come and help him. He gives to Harden, shot clock at 3. Harden drives to the left elbow, spins it out. Merrill's got to hoist it up, and he didn't get it off in time. It's a shot clock violation forced by the Knicks. An absolute meltdown of epic proportions here by Cleveland. And now the Knicks looking for a two-possession lead. Brunson, wide to his right. Harden defends. Brunson a backpedal, left-handed dribble. He wants a running start. He gets by Harden in the lane, floats it in. He's wanted to go after Harden this entire fourth quarter and into overtime. He continues to do so. 38 for Jalen Brunson. Mitchell hits the spin button, gets inside, leans in, lays it up, and it's a glass and rim miss. Rebound New York. Running 2-on-3 is Brunson. Hits the brakes, waits for help to come. Everyone here on their feet, living and breathing with every dribble and every shot. Brunson step back, mid-range jumper over Harden. No! It's an offensive foul called on Brunson. He pushed Harden down. That is Brunson's fifth foul. A fifth foul on Brunson could be extremely detrimental. Here's Harden the other way for Cleveland. Over the shoulder flip to Mobley. He's wide open for a left wing three. Slides off the rim, no good. Anunoby locates the rebound. Just about 2 minutes gone in the overtime. Knicks lead by 4. Bridges has the ball in his hands. Brunson now has it. Harden defends. That's what Brunson wants. He gets another big running start. Kicks left corner. Anunoby drives the baseline. Able to create space against Mobley. Get to the rim and lay it in. The Knicks have scored the first 6 of the overtime. They're on a 36-8 run right now. Harden outside left. Long contested 3. There's a foul first against Bridges, who is trying to swipe the ball away. Foul is on the floor, not in the act of Harden shooting the 3. Cleveland will inbound. Far side front court just about midway through the overtime. They've yet to score in the overtime, the Cavaliers. They're feeling all of the pressure and hearing all of the noise of the moment. Inbound to Mobley. Handoff Merrill. Brunson defends. Harden comes out for the ball. He has it. The shot clock at 5. Harden against Brunson. Harden a dead on 3. No! Rebounded by Anunoby. 1 and out go the Cavs. Lofted ahead. Transition feed. Right corner Brunson. Slows the pace. Brings it back outside. Runs some clock. Knick fans agree with that decision and applaud on their heroes. The Gladiators who have fought back in this game. Brunson swings. Left wing Anunoby. Drive down the lane. Slapped out of his hands, out of bounds. It'll belong to Cleveland. Cavaliers have got to get a basket of some kind. Yet to score in the overtime through nearly 3 minutes. Here's Mitchell, turns left, top of the key, feeds right. Mobley, wing 3, contested by Towns, no. Rebound, smacked at, taken by Anunoby. Ahead in transition, Brunson, back to Towns. Now Brunson again, cross-court, Shamet, lines up right wing 3, good! Landry Shamet! Perhaps with an overtime dagger! Timeout Cleveland! The Cavaliers coming apart at the seams with an epic meltdown. And the Knicks by 9. Improbable. Unexplainable. New York Knicks, from the end of the fourth quarter and now the start of overtime, are on an unimaginable 39-8 run. They lead in overtime by 9. Cleveland out of the timeout. Harden inbound Merrill. Cross-court. Strus catches. Fires a three. And he knocks it down. Finally, some Cleveland points in the overtime. It comes on a three-point hit from Max Strus. And a timeout taken by the Knicks. With 1:45 to go in the overtime. Prior to that, a 39-8 run. Cleveland still with life as that Strus 3 makes it a 6-point game, 1:45 left. This is the first time ever that both game ones of conference finals have gone to overtime in the same year. Last night, 2 overtimes between San Antonio and Oklahoma City. Tonight, an unimaginable Knick comeback has gotten them to overtime. Now they lead by 6, is out of the timeout. The inbound comes to Brunson. Strus straggles him defensively. Screen from Anunoby. Brunson off left wing, centered for Anunoby. Now a return for Brunson, drives in from the left, running floater left-handed, no. Towns up for the rebound, tap follow wouldn't fall, but a rebound foul goes against Cleveland. Minute and a half left here in the overtime. One timeout left both ways. Knicks leading 110-104 as you see. Have corrected our scoreboard. Cavaliers do have one timeout left, as do the Knicks. Knicks are also in the bonus. Shamet holds the ball over his head, inbounds to Brunson, outside left. Strus is nose-to-nose with him. Anunoby comes for a screen. Brunson holds with the shot clock at 6. Now he bounces. Anunoby right wing fakes a 3, swings into the corner. 3 by Bridges. Whistle comes in. And with 3 on the shot clock, we've got a foul going against Cleveland as Merrill came flying by Anunoby. He just contacted Anunoby on the flyby. And as I just mentioned, Knicks are in the bonus, so free throws here for OG Anunoby, but he misses the first. 1:19 left. Anunoby with a second free throw, and that one goes down. 111-104. Hard on the inbound for Strus. Cleveland's got to go really quickly now. And Strus had it poked away from behind by Bridges. Picked his pocket. A steal, and it comes to Brunson. Another empty possession for Cleveland. They've scored just 3 points in the overtime. What a heady play by Mikal Bridges. And now working clock. Brunson, a bounce pass kicked by Merrill. Shot clock now recycles to 14. A chance to work even more clock. Inbound will come near side front court. Shamet looking to throw the ball in. The Knicks leading by 7, trying to get to the finish line and just steal game one with what would be highway robbery. Shamet gets it in, throws it into the backcourt for Brunson, who goes back to get it. Strus right on him, and Brunson zips right past. Brunson in the lane, draws a crowd, kicks up top. Anunoby's free to fire. A three is an air ball, and it's out of bounds to Cleveland. That would have been the dagger. Still some life for Cleveland with 50 seconds left. Harden accelerates into the front court. He sets the offense, drives up the middle, goes to the rim, shoveled for Mobley, who couldn't catch it. Anunoby with the steal. And he's fouled in the backcourt with 39 seconds left. And Knick fans can smell and taste a Game 1 win. A game in which they had no business winning. They're right on the doorstep of snatching away an all-time victory. Pierre Moss in the comments. Can't imagine what he's gone through the last hour of his life. Anunoby to the line. Could just about sink the Cavaliers if he can hit a pair. First one is skyward and good. It's an 8-point game. 39 seconds and change left in overtime. One timeout left both ways. The Knicks ended regulation on a 30-8 run. When you include the overtime, that is a 41-11 stretch. Almost impossible to believe. Anunoby hits the second free throw. Not totally impossible to believe, though, when you think about what they did against Atlanta in the closeout game of that series. Long inbound to Mobley. Anunoby in his grill, and Anunoby commits a reach-in foul, something that he had no business doing there. But they did have a foul to give, but still not sure that's the right idea. Nonetheless, 9-point game, 34 seconds left. Harden to get it in near side front court. Mitchell comes out for the ball. He's been silent in the overtime. Mitchell, off balance, long three. That touches nothing, and the air ball goes out of bounds. And that will likely be the end of Cleveland's hopes in Game 1. And I'm not sure what happened late in the fourth quarter and into overtime when the Cleveland offense, for some purpose, went from running through Donovan Mitchell to running through James Harden. Shamet on the inbound. Anunoby is fouled immediately with 29 seconds left. James Harden in this game, 5 for 16 from the field, 15 points. And it's another playoff game where he has more turnovers than made field goals. He's made 5 field goals, 6 turnovers. And Donovan Mitchell, who was dominating this game for such a long stretch, 29 points. None of those have come late, it feels. First free throw is good from Anunoby, and there will be valid questions asked tomorrow, especially in Cleveland and the whole of Ohio. Did the Cavaliers just lose this series in the space of about 12 minutes of game time? Anunoby hits the second free throw. 11-point game. 29 seconds left. Harden the inbound for Mobley, who lets it roll into the front court before picking it up. And now he lets a three launch from the right wing. It's no good. Brunson picks up the rebound, and he squeezes his way into the front court. Cleveland not fouling. There's a 1-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Everyone inside the Garden on their feet. This was classic MSG tonight. They'll let the shot clock wind down, and they'll take a shot clock violation with less than a second to go. Cleveland will inbound it. Harden will get it in, and this game is over. Where were you when Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks eliminated a 22-point fourth quarter deficit to drag the game into overtime and take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final? A victory by New York and a loss by Cleveland that is impossible to describe. The Knicks in the game on a 44-11 run and take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final in overtime, 115-104. Giving up only 3 points in overtime. Jalen Brunson with 38 points. 17 came in the fourth quarter in overtime of a game that will not soon be forgotten. The Knicks win it in overtime. They lead the best-of-7 Eastern Conference Final 1-0. Game 2 coming up Thursday night. Hope you had as much fun with this as we did. What a night at the Garden. The Knicks with one of the all-time great wins in the history of this franchise. What a way to start